This story happened to my mother when she was 16 years old. She was born and raised in Michigan. She grew up in the countryside on a farm. My mother had always been a night owl, and when she was younger, she would love to take walks in the late night. One night, as she walked down the road to her home, she passed a person on the other side of the road. She assumed it was her neighbor and good friend, who she knew very well. She waved and greeted them and heard no response. She thought it was strange her neighbor wouldn't greet her back, so she kept walking. She went down the road and went to the local cemetery that was located on the next road over, and this was a normal routine for my mother. When she felt she was ready to head back to her house, she started heading home. She saw her neighbor again, this time walking towards her on the other side of the road. He was moving kind of slow and walking kind of strange, but my mother assumed maybe he had been drinking. My mother once again called out to him, this time a little louder so he would hear her, but when she did, he stopped walking and just stared at her. She knew this wasn't her neighbor. She couldn't make out any features, even with the help of the full moon. He was just shrouded in darkness. All my mother wanted to do was go home. She would have to pass him, so my mother fearfully walked past him. From the corner of her vision, she could see him standing there, with only his head following her. As she walked by, her heart pounded in her chest. She finally made it back home, and after that, my mother never walked in the night ever again.